Hi there, Kennedy. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. I've got Mother Teresa up. I can't, oh, there it is. Right. That's it. Oh, yeah, that's it right there. Okay, so I just want to pull it down and let's size it to fit in the window. And let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so let's talk about typography first. There's a couple of areas where we could definitely improve the kerning. I think Mother is okay, a little bit wide right there. I think we're okay during Mother, but a little bit wide through here. If that can be pulled in just a little bit. That's also a little wide right there. These seem to be okay. So but the point is you really want to check your kerning and don't forget to apply the rules of kerning that we spent the first 2 weeks of class on. So then also we've got Saint in the gutter. I think we're looking pretty good there. Yeah, kerning looks great there. Okay, now that leaves us with kind of your conceptual development here. And I would go ahead and say, now taking a look at Mother Teresa, I think this is forced. I really do. Whoops, sorry about that. I think this is forced. I also think that this M is, boy, I don't know if it doesn't look like it's the typeface, the capital M that belongs with this typeface. And I think that's problematic because there's some stylistic differences, specifically the width of the stroke weight. This is much thicker than this, much more aggressive, much more angular. Though this is an angular typeface, but I'm not real sure. This just seems to be a little bit forced. And I think this area right here is definitely forced. And I'll talk about that. So as far as creating a concept based on and I don't know what the proper word is. I know when we were little, it was called a nun's veil. That's the headdress they wore. And I don't know if it's considered to be politically correct to still refer to it as a veil. So I don't know the correct terminology. So I'm just going to call it the garment she wore on her head, with the white, the thick blue stripe, and the thick blue stripe, and then the two thinner blue stripes, right? So instead of forcing that into the M, my recommendation is to just place it right down here. You've got it almost done already, right? I wouldn't round those corners. That looks like a mistake right there and right there. I would not round those corners. Just keep that straight and then introduce another two thin blue lines right across there. And that's going to mimic the garment she wore on her head. And it's also going to establish your conceptual development. So I think that'll be a much, much more direct way to finesse the concept into instead of kind of forcing it into. And I don't mean forcing. I don't mean to sound discouraging. I think I'm using forced as a term that refers to um, uh, a lot of visual elements converging in one specific area. Um, so I think I would finesse that concept development a little further by, as I said, just introduce two thin blue stripes right here, and that'll reinforce the pattern of that garment that she wore. I'm really interested to see how this is going to get transposed to the back and how you're going to use elements from the front to create the timeline on the back. Um, the other thing I want to mention is, oh, you might consider, let me see something. Those are the same typeface. You might consider adding typographic variety by introducing a serif typeface for the tagline. And then also watch your tagline. Now remember, we talked about this, you really should align something. Everything should be aligned with something in graphic design, specifically in typography and typographic layout. Everything should be aligned with something. So the reason I bring this out is because I want to use this edge as a straight edge. And I'm going to place this right here at where the A starts. And we can see it's not really aligned. Actually, well, no, it's not. It almost wants to be aligned with the E in Mother, but it's not aligned. It's not really aligned with anything. So you want to align that with something. I think an interesting thing to do would just bring it over and align it with the E right there. That's going to really pull the harmony together. You'll see it's phenomenal, and it's really, really super impressive how harmony can be improved with simple alignment techniques. Other than that, I think we're looking pretty good. So at this point, I would say if you have any questions or if I can clarify anything, then please just let me know. I'll be glad to do so. All right, great start. Thank you so much for sharing.